What up, B Squad? It's me, JB. I'm here today, y'all, with another review for the Real Housewives of Potomac. I don't really want to do this, but here we are, because I am in a bad mood. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. For me, I don't give a fuck. I'm cussing already. I cussed already. Too late for that. Oh well. I don't care about this episode. This episode was irritating. This show is irritating. These ladies are irritating. Everything about this show is just irritating. That's all I got. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. What the hell? Oh, I plugged up the wrong thing. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Again, like I said, for me, I would prefer not, I wish I had done this pre-recorded because a recorded video for this, no. No, 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 and no. But alas, again, here we are. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about it. Because especially a certain person, she tried it, and I would have escorted her ass right up out of my event, me personally. But hey, that big head heifer would have had to go, calling somebody a hoe, bitch. Mm. You know what? Speaking of that, let's just go ahead and get into her and talk about her, which I don't really care because I wasn't listening to her scene, so we ain't gonna be on her too long. Ashley, hey Arnold Stewie, football head. Let's talk about this heifer. So this lady, Ashley, is just the worst human being that I've ever saw. It's just something despicable, deplorable about Ashley Darby. Ugh, that woman just irks my soul and my spirit. If I never see her again on reality TV, it'll be too damn soon. So the first thing with Ashley, didn't she tell us in last week's episode that she broke up with Jack Harlow? But in this week's episode, she's going out on a date with Jack Harlow. Ashley, go to hell. Get off my television screen. You're insufferable. So I wasn't listening to nothing that Ashley had to say. But again, Ashley's on this date with Jack Harlow, and she's complaining about the date because they went to like Dave and Buster's, and she's like, I went on, the guys that I've dated before who had money, they did this, they did that, da 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 da. Girl, can you do that stuff on your own without Michael Darby's money? I don't think you can. So ultimately, Ashley broke up with Jack Harlow in this particular scene. I was like, you treacherous heifer. You treacherous ass heifer. But then she gets even more treacherous. So we see this big head, hey Arnold Stewie. Oh God, this girl gets on my fucking nerves. So we see her with her sister. This scene with her sister really pissed me off because it's like, girl, you are harping on something that you've been harping on since you joined this show with Sheila's raggedy ass. So Ashley and her sister, who actually looks like Sheila, went shopping, right? And Ashley is talking about this girl's daddy on camera. I said, you got to be the most heartless gutter snot that I like, really? And then when her poor sister started crying, I said, Ashley, you are disgusting. You're literally on camera talking about your sister's father. Girl, I would have slapped that wig right off of Ashley's head. I promise you guys I would have slapped that wig off her fucking head. We're gonna get through it. I'm gonna get to some of y'all's comments. The last 10 minutes was good. I don't even remember the last 10 minutes. I think it was that Stacy stuff. Now we'll say, Stacy, girl, I'm gonna talk about you when we get to it. The only one I like is Jazzy, and she's a friend of. Yeah, I guess I kind of like Jazzy. Trashly is the hoe, and she proved it to Jack Harlow. I'm confused on why Stacy had all that energy for Tia and not Ashley. I like Tia and Stacy, but I need them to squash it. We'll definitely talk about that. Did y'all catch when Jack Harlow said you don't know my financials? Then she said you haven't taken me on a vacation overseas. Hell, she can't even take herself on a vacation overseas without this show. That's because she has nothing else to talk about. And that's the God's honest truth. Y'all, I can't stand Ashley. I truly can't stand Ashley. Ugh. Moving on to the next person. Who we talking about? Y'all, this episode it was stupid. And I just don't care about it. So the next person we can talk about is, I don't know if this was her scene, but it wasn't no other housewife in the scene. Angel. Let's knock her out the way. First of all, Angel, them heels that you wore to that scene, them were some ugly ass heels. I just got to be honest with you; those heels were god awful and ugly. They were nothing. Nothing was cute about them heels. So Angel is meeting up with Greg and Kiana's mama. I said, "Oh fuck, why?" They're at a jewelry shop. I said, "Why?" Greg is looking at a ring. I said, "Why?" Greg is looking at a ring to give to Kiana. I said, "No, you're not. That's a lie." Then when they start showing them prices of them rings, I said, "You a motherfucking lie. Greg, you are not gonna buy that ring for that girl." And Kiana's mama had the same look that I had on my face, like, what the fuck is this scene? Kiana, you set this shit up, didn't you? Because Stacy hit you where it hurt because you actually want a ring. Girl, oh my God. But it was just Angel. Why was Angel there of all people? I get the Kiana been friends for 20 years. Okay. Are you her best friend? Because I would expect her best friend to be there. Like, if I'm dating somebody and they getting ready to marry me, and they shopping for something, well, not even marry me. If I were a woman, let me say it this way too. If I were a woman and my guy is out buying a ring for me, buying an engagement ring for me, my mama gonna be there, my best friend's gonna be there, and some of my close cousins will be there. But not a rent, not a no, 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 no. Because my best friend, my mama, and my family members know what I would like. Not some girl from a no. Okay, shut up. But yeah, Greg is not buying that fucking ring. Especially them prices of their ring. Now them rings were beautiful, but Greg ain't buying that ring for Kiana. Girl, he ain't buy, he might the closest thing that Kiana will get from Greg in a ring is gonna be one of them rings from the Cracker Jack box, or one of them rings that you put in 25 cents in one of them little things and you twist it and it comes out. That is the only kind of ring Kiana is going to get from Greg at this current moment. Greg don't want to marry her. Then they asked him about the condo, and they were like, "Is there gonna be a wedding gift?" He was like, "Yeah, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. Shut up, Greg. Stop lying." Because this man is not marrying you. He doesn't want to marry you. Girl, if this man wanted to marry you, he would have done it. He would have proposed to you by now. Then you give him an ultimatum of February of this year. We are already in December of this year. February of next year is coming up. You still ain't got no ring. What are we talking about here? Kiana is looking for a way to stay on this show, i.e. Robin. Oh, God. No. Move. Go away. Be gone. Mama K knew Greg was BSing. Hell, I did too. Greg told her himself he's gonna buy Kiana's condo and evict her from his house. Watch. Greg is definitely not marrying Kiana. We see each other, JB, a gumball ring. Because girl, that's the closest thing you get into a ring from Greg. But again, why the hell is Angel here? What input did Angel have? This was a scene that was set up by Angel and Kiana. You can't tell me anything other than that. That is all I got from that scene. I hated it. I was irritated. I was really irritated just seeing that outfit that Angel had on. Angel, that outfit was ugly. But more specifically, them goddamn heels. Them heels were hideous. Atrocious. Oh, no. Those heels were ugly. But that's all I got for that. We're gonna go ahead and move on over to y'all's girl Saturn's Rings, aka Giselle, aka Turkey Neck. So the episode opens with Turkey Neck. Giselle, my bad, y'all. So Giselle's out shopping for an electric G-Wagon, right? And she's joined by, I'm gonna call her by her name for right now. She's joined by Wendy, right? So Wendy came in when they talking about Stacy, and Wendy feels like Stacy, does these things for people that she likes, but she can't necessarily say that she likes it. And I know people like that, right? I definitely know people who see things that you have, they like what you have, and then instead of them saying, "Oh, girl, oh boy, I like that you got, I like what you got on, I like what you know, I like that stuff," they just go emulate it. I'm like, you could have at least said, like, you could have complimented me, bitch. Like, damn. But I know people like that. I really do. So Wendy did say that the girls are being, hard on Stacy. Absolutely, they're being hard on Stacy, but they know that. They don't care. So then Wendy was like, she wants a G wagon because her lease is coming up. I said, girl, you finna scam to get this car, huh? Is this gonna be part of the insurance fraud money? These are just jokes. When if anybody from Wendy's camp sees this, these are just jokes. Everything that I say about her is just a joke. Don't take it seriously. Drop Kiana and Angel. Bring Kiana's mom. Y'all, we gonna stop saying who to bring on this show. Because we a lot of us said bring Kiana on as a friend, not as a friend, but as a full-time housewife. I don't think we need to keep. I think we need to just stick with where we are. They can test some other women, but I don't know if our judgment is. I don't know if our judgment is the best because I can't remember if I said. I know I said I wanted Kiana to come back last season, but I don't know if I remember if I like when she was on her first season. I think I wanted her to come back as a friend of again because I thought she was a good addition as a friend of. But as a housewife, she sucks. She sucks. So then Giselle and Wendy they decide to go do a test drive of the car, right? And in the car, they're talking. Well, actually, Wendy also mentioned that Stacy had reached out to her stylist. I was like, okay, then I will look at it as since as imitation is a imitation is a sincerest form of flattery. Is that the saying, you guys? Because I think, but yeah, I think I would take it as that. Exactly, because I did say I wanted Kay, and look at Kay now. She knows she's a huge disappointment. So they talk about Karen, how they both miss Karen. I was like, when do you really miss Karen? Do you? Do you really miss Karen? Because I don't think you do. But hey, if you want to tell us that lie, go ahead and tell us that. So then they start talking about Monique, right? And Giselle was just like, she wants to sit down and have a conversation with Monique. And if she gets the same Monique from 5 years ago, baby, they can keep her where she was. I was like, okay, Giselle, but you're still the same Giselle from 5 years ago. So what's the difference? You want Monique to change, but you ain't really changed. Whatever, Giselle, go to hell. So then we had this sit down with Monique and Giselle. What I will say is this was an interesting conversation, and I feel like there were things that they left. I feel like they probably cut some stuff from this scene. So they were like, "Where do we start?" It was awkward at first, but then they're like, where do we start?" And so, Giselle was like, "Do I start with drag me, Monique?" And she's like, "Girl, my dragon days are over. Girl, I hope they are. You are what almost if you ain't in your 40s, you're damn near in your 40s. I hope your dragon days are over." So Monique says that, she had to do a lot of self-reflection and she asked herself, why was she mad at Giselle? Girl, I can tell you why you was mad at Giselle. Do you want me to go down the line of things that Giselle did to you? Do you want me to? Let's start up with it. And this is why I say there must have been some stuff that was edited out because Monique talked about what she did to Giselle, but it's like we ain't gonna talk about what you did to her, Giselle. Let's start up with season 2 of Real Housewives of Potomac when Monique came on as Sharice's friend. When she asked her, "So you don't have a home?" "No, I have 4 homes." That was what started. That was what started everything. The 4 homes of it all, right? Then by the season 2 reunion, they were in a good space because a year had passed at that point since they had filmed the show. They were in a good space. Then we get to season 3. Season 3 was when Giselle was dating Sherman, and they brought on Kendall as the friend of who was Sherman's ex-wife. Then they brought up Sherman getting arrested for what I forgot what he did, but that ended that relationship, right? And I know Giselle was pissed off ever since then. Now, season 4, I don't remember everything that happened season 4, but I do remember season 4. If I'm not mistaken, season 4, Giselle was going back and forth with Karen more than she was Monique. And Robin was going back and forth with Monique about that Instagram post that her brother made when she told Robin she'll choke her out with that umbrella. So I don't think they had a big beef in season 4. well, season 3. Season 4, no, I was on season 4. So the end of season 4, this where the whole trainer and the baby not being Chris's came about. But even with that stuff, it wasn't like 100, that 100% on Giselle. That was Monique's friend Gigi, but they were gonna bring it to the show, and it didn't come to the show, which I really wish Monique had never mentioned that stuff. But I mean, it was part of her life at the time, so I get it, but whatever. And then we get to the season 5 reunion with Pastor Holy Horse swinging his big D down there in Atlanta and told his girlfriend that this was just for a show. So, yeah. But I mostly heard Monique apologize for what she said about Jamal and how she felt so bad when how she felt so bad when she saw Grace. The way that Kay is acting this season, I see why Greg doesn't want to marry her. Production forever protects Giselle. They do. You agree, Chuck? Drop Kay and Angel. Yep, that's what it was. Sherman was accused of cruising in parks. That was what it was. I didn't want to say it out loud, but I thought it was something about him, like having sex in public, something something to that effect that he got caught having sex in public. I mean, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't judging. But Monique did tell Giselle that she was messy and she was just in defense mode. Yeah, and she said she felt bad when she saw Grace at the Pride event, right? And Giselle said that she's felt sorry for her part. I was like, did you really? Did you really? But okay, all right, whatever. And that was it. But like I said, it just really felt like there was a lot left out of that scene, and I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was a lot left out of that scene. But hey, it is what it is. Yeah, you guys, that's all I got. Like I said, I don't care about this episode. I'm just trying to breeze through it because I really should have this as a pre-recorded because I'm just still frustrated. Like when I tell you guys it's a bad day, it ain't been a good day. Like I'm irritated and I'm ready to get off this live and I'm ready to get off work too. Because both have pissed me the fuck, well, not the live, but work has pissed me out today. So I'm just not in a good mood. Let's talk about Tia. So with Tia, oh no, Corey, you're right on time. I'm not even halfway finished. So Tia, I'm so confused about Tia. Correct. Oh, thank you so much. It'll get better once I get off work because like I said, these people have really tried me today. I stopped working about an hour ago, and I'm supposed to get off in 10 minutes, but I've been done for the last hour. Actually, the last 2 hours. Scratch that. Last 2 hours. So Tia is meeting somebody. So Tia is meeting with some guy. I don't know who he was. I don't care who he was. I was just so confused with Tia talking about she's building a team, but she's not telling why she's building a team. But okay, whatever. She talked about, having money. Then she talked about the fact that, by the 80s, her dad didn't have money because he didn't invest well. Who cares? I don't. If y'all do, it is what it is. I can't stand Tia. I know some like her, but I don't. I mean, I'll talk about Tia in this scene because I do like her, but she's just getting on my nerves. I hope us being here makes you feel a little better. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So Tia got an invitation to Stacy's launch for her cannabis line, right? She wants to talk to Stacy, and so she calls Stacy up on the phone, right? So they talk about what happened at okay, he was okay. I didn't know what I was so confused, but I wasn't paying attention to her scene because it just came up so randomly. I was like, oh, okay. Moving on. But thank you, Chuck, for real. So Tia says that Stacy was confused by Tia's response at Giselle's event, which I was too. Here's my thing, Tia. I got why you were upset with Stacy because you felt like Stacy was playing with you or played with you, because she straight up lied about Timo, right? Because she said Timo was out of town or had just flown back, but she told you the previous day that he was flying out of town. So I got why you were upset with Stacy. I absolutely understood that, and I got that. But in this particular, in that scene with Giselle's party last week, I just didn't understand why you were so upset with her. It didn't call for all of that, but neither here nor there, right? So Tia said that she was upset with Stacy. Really? Why? Girl, you can say, okay, Stacy's a liar, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, I see you for your works now. Like, leave it at that and move the fuck on. So I don't understand why you were upset with her, but okay, Stacy is so Tia is upset with Stacy. Cool. Do we care? Not really. So where we at now? So that was really pretty much it. Because Stacy said that she wants to have a conversation with Tia a little later. I was like, oh God. Like, this shit ain't making no sense to me. This shit ain't making no damn sense to me. Like, I was just so confused. And I'm really confused about Tia. Like, I like Tia coming into this season. Well, when we first met Tia coming into this season, I really liked Tia. But leaving this season, I'm looking at Tia a little sideways, you know? Because it ain't making too much sense to me. It's not really making too much sense to me. So let's go ahead and talk about. I'm laughing because this next thing that I'm going to get to, it just makes me laugh every time I see her on my fucking television screen. Wendy, Kay, you say it's so lame and tired that everyone wants to jump on Stacy when they all are liars. Exactly, especially Ashley. We can all see that he isn't comfortable on camera around this group. Yeah, that too. So Wendy, aka P.O. Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. Bitch, when I tell y'all I ain't never laughed so much. Oh, Chuck, I'm so sorry. I saw your comment and I meant to highlight it, but I looked over it. You say Stacey should have told Tia that Timo wasn't ready to meet the others. Ashley is definitely the biggest hypocrite. So when P.O. Pam and Eddie Hennessy. Oh, girl, these scenes with you, they don't do yourself, you do yourself no favors. So Eddie Hennessy is doing a pop-up for Happy Eddie, right? Because he's unveiling a new strain that he has, which I definitely do want to try his products. But he's unveiling a new strain called the Nutty Professor. I was like, okay, cool. I have a problem with that, right? But what had me cracking up was Pam Oliver when she was, so they told her how much her total was. It was like $78 or something. And she went to go pay for her stuff. And she was like, what's my pen? I don't know my pen. I said, oh my God, girl, this kind of, you remember they're saying that you and Eddie had, multiple aliases. Child, now I'm like, did y'all really have multiple aliases for you not to know? Because they said you have multiple aliases and multiple credit cards. Girl. It's kind of looking like that, Wendy, aka P.O. Pam Oliver. It's looking that way. But okay. This shit ain't written. Girl, when that shit came out, you should have asked Bravo and production to scrap any scene involving money with you. Because I can guarantee you they probably gonna use this shit in court. Just saying. And y'all know that her and Eddie are now co-defendants as of last week. You say the Cajun, yes, all of them. And Gizzard saying she doesn't like Stacy because Stacy lies. And that heifer is a liar her damn self. Wendy's mom, with all that work she's had done, is ridiculous. Her mom is about to get the charges to stick. After last week's episode, I'm like, yeah, your mama is, and her mama is the problem. I really realized that Susan is the problem when it comes to Wendy. I feel like she's trying to keep up with the Joneses to make sure her mama is happy. Mm, mm. Meanwhile, she doesn't tell us anything about her life. I need to watch last night's episode. Bravo is message showing the total for everything she buys. They are. Y'all just refuse to show Pam any grace. So y'all do realize I'm joking about. Y'all do realize I'm joking when I talk about her, right? And I'm just saying, I am joking when I talk about Pam, and the things that I'm saying is true. Like them showing how much those renovations cost. Y'all do know that the feds do, like, that's the reason why they went to Candy's house and got that stuff from when they went to Phaedra's and when they went to Candy's and Cynthia's house. They watch what happens live. Like they watch this shit. So I'm like, I hope y'all know I'm joking, but I am being serious at the same time. Like, because this ain't helping her. Oh God. When she literally sat there and said she don't know her pen, I was like, damn, girl. And which I know she didn't know when they filmed this shit, but I was like, damn, they literally just said you got multiple debit cards and credit cards in your name. And then here your ass is on television saying, I don't know my pen. Bitch, I would never have said that on camera. Even if I didn't know that, even if there wasn't a case against me, ain't no way in hell I'm finna say some shit like that. Pam, girl, P.O. Pam, I'm trying to help you. The way she wanted Wendy to get a huge chandelier for no reason, baby. Okay, you say I'm joking too, LOL. That's why I'm calling her Pam. Because Pam is, ooh, Pam, 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 Pam. Pam. Y'all, I'm sorry, but Pam. Pam, you ain't doing yourself no favors. Pam. And again, I'm being serious again. Wendy, if your people are watching, just know that these are jokes, and I'm also being serious. Like, this shit don't really look that good. It really don't. I hope you and Eddie Hennessy can beat this case. And what I will say is, don't be as stupid as Karen was. If they offer you a plea deal, girl, take the motherfucker and run. Please. If they offer you a plea, take it. Unless if your attorney tell you that you can't beat this case, take a plea deal. Don't be like Karen. Please don't be like Karen. And they have a huge mountain hill of evidence against you and your husband. Don't be like Karen. Please, I beg of you. I need Saturday to hurry up because I need another Beyond the Gates with you and Mildred. I live for those videos. But again, Pam, please don't do it. Pam Oliver scene was cringe. It was. I wonder how she came up with the name Pam Oliver, though. That is a good question. I do wonder how she came up with Pam Oliver. Out of all the people in the world, you pick Pam Oliver. All right, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this on up with Stacy. Y'all, with Stacy, I heard that Detroit come out of her when she told what's her name, Tia, that she can get her ass out of there. Baby, that Detroit came out of Stacy in that particular moment. But Stacy is meeting up with her best friend AJ, right? So she's launching her brand Shayo, however you pronounce it, right? And she's doing it on Juneteenth, right? Because she is the first Black woman in the DC area to have her own cannabis line. Congratulations, Stacy. We gonna uplift you. We gonna uplift you for real, girlfriend. Um, Now she did talk about the fact that she invited all the girls, but she doesn't know who's gonna show up. I'm like, Stacy, baby, you know who ain't coming. The two haters are not coming. Well, hell, they all haters, right? But your number one hater and her flunky. I can guarantee you, Kiana and Angel ain't coming. Giselle probably won't come. Ashley shouldn't come. Tia would be like follow the leader. That's literally what this shit feels like. Follow the fucking leader. If we're being honest with each other. Um, you came in on a little on your little funny stuff, but it is what it is, Cajun. I expect nothing less from you. But you are on your best behavior now. So she's telling her friend, oh, you know what? My bad, you guys. Let me log out of work real quick because it is 4:32 and I am done for the day. And they can kiss my ass until tomorrow. So She's telling her friend how the girls are basically fucking with her because they're going around and they're saying that she's dating Chris Samuels. And he was like, where'd they get that from? She's like, Ashley got that from Kay. And I would have asked, where did Kay get that from? Kay is such, like, here's my thing. I'm going to say it again this week. I really believe that the person who told Chris this information about Monique was Cookie's sweaty, musty, greasy, disgusting, slob looking ass. I think it was Cookie who said that. But they don't like Stacy, so Stacy was the easy person to put that on, right? So AJ basically tells Stacy, like, girl, you gotta basically get these girls up off your ass. And he did say that shit was childish, right? Like he was like, you gotta he was like, you gotta check them. And I was with him, right? Now I did laugh when Stacey did her impression of Tia. It was kind of funny, right? It absolutely was funny. Who gives AF if she did date Chris or not? Monique doesn't care. Exactly. You say, what type of job do you have? You can't be live on YouTube while at work. Oh, child, I work from home. Y'all do realize I work from home. So, like, that's why I'm able to do my lives while I'm at home because I work from home. And most times I'm on my lunch break when I do it, or if I'm not on my lunch break, I got my work laptop right beside me. So that's why I'm able to do my lives from home because I work from home. So not chips, but I work in insurance, so that's what it is. But yeah, I work from home, so that's why I'm able to go live while I'm at work. Chips Ahoy, Silverback, Gizzard, and Current are a collective. Huh. They should watch they back with that one because I know last week it came out. Well, Monique did an interview where she told that Chris was the one who put out that video of her. And then I know that that Twitter profile that initially posted that video. I know that Twitter profile. Now, she's never DM'd me, but she has like respond like on Twitter, like when I tweet about Potomac and used to tweet about, and it's so interesting. The more that I think about it, when I would tweet about Potomac and Love and Marriage DC, if she liked one of my comments that was kind of shady towards, now I realize it, she would like and respond to my shady comments towards people that she didn't like. Child, ain't that interesting? Ain't that interesting? Um, Stacy still wants Ash's friendship just like Pam Oliver wants Giselle's friendship. Ugh, who would want to be friends with Ashley? That's also why he would be available to hold Cajun if you don't go straight somewhere. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that you enjoy what you say you are. You say you're a first time listener. I'm really enjoying your podcast. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Where we at? I was talking about Cookie, wasn't I? Ugh. We gonna move on from Cookie. No, we're not gonna move on from Cookie just yet. But Monique said that about Chris, Cookie, and an old friend. Monique, I got a question for you, girlfriend. Why do all your old friends, once y'all fall out, start talking shit about you? It's so weird. Like, what kind of friendship did you have with these heifers that they talk shit about you, right? I know that Jamie came out last week and corroborated what Monique said about Cookie. I'm not getting into that because I really don't care. But Jamie corroborated it. He also went on Really Bees Live and corroborated it. What else? That's really all that I had to talk about with that. Girl, Chuck, and she would have been escorted out of my house when she put her. Oh God, that's where little. Oh Jesus, that's where little Jim and Crow get it from. That's where little Jim and little Crow get walking on counters from they mama. But moving back on to Stacy, so Stacy had her event, right? So go figure. Kiana doesn't show up. No shock there. Angel doesn't show up. Again, no shock there. Giselle doesn't show up. Oh my God. No shock there, right? So And Kay, oh God, Kay, you are so insufferable. Like I can't. mm. It's just something about Kay that just irks my spirit. And I still think she's a cute girl, but no. Other than that, no, ma'am. So the people who are there is Jazzy, Tia, and Hey Arnold Stewie and her forehead. So Stacy told Hey Arnold Stewie, aka Ashley, that she wants to have a conversation with her, right? So she pulls Ashley to the side and she asks her, how do they move forward? Ashley has the unmitigated gall and audacity to tell Stacy that it's always instances that make her see her in a different light. Kind of the same light that I look at you differently in when you were sitting on that reunion stage when your husband was accused of grabbing a cameraman by the ass and you sat there and defended that cretin. Is that the same thing, Ashley, that we're talking about? Because what Stacy has done is doesn't hurt any of you guys. What you have done affects other people. That cameraman even quit this job because of your grab ass husband. Ashley, fuck all the way off. Fuck all the way off, Ashley. That's why I don't like Ashley. So then Ashley, Stacy was like, well, going forward, she was basically trying to figure out how to like everything that I've said, even everything that you've said, I've been proven wasn't true. Like the stuff with Monique, I proved to you it wasn't true. And she's like, well, Monique decided to move forward with that, so I'm gonna let it go. It was never your issue to have Ashley. Once you realized that Monique wasn't gonna carry that bone and be pissed off at Stacy, that's when you had to course correct yourself, right? Then she was like, and Wendy doesn't have an issue with it. You're like, okay, well, if Wendy doesn't have an issue with it, I don't have an issue with it. When people don't have an issue with the stuff that you want them to have an issue with, now you want to course correct and be like, oh, okay, well, we can move on. Then this bitch had the audacity to call her a lying asshole. Bitch, the minute that girl called me a lying asshole, I would have knocked that raggedy ass, lopsided ass wig off of Ashley's fucking head and told Ashley, girl, get the fuck out of my event. Because you're not gonna sit here and call me no lying asshole. But it takes a hoe to know a hoe, right? I guess, right, Ashley? If that's where we're going. Because girl, I would have slapped the shit out of Ashley. I would have slapped the entire fuck out of Ashley, calling me a hoe. And somebody said this, and I don't know who it was. If it was Canary that I was watching, and it was Canary. I was watching her review that she did, right, and she said something that I've been noticed about Ashley. Ashley changes her vernacular depending on who she's around. Whenever she's around, her family and stuff, you hear a different vernacular, right? Then when she's around these girls, you definitely hear her want to get all hood and talk about hoe and all this. Ashley, be your real self. Even when it comes to her, like I feel like she cosplays as a white girl, a black woman, and what she thinks is a man when she dresses up as Ash, whatever the hell that persona is that she has. Ashley, girl, I would have told you to get the fuck out of my face. Ooh, ooh, I would have slapped Ashley. Did Ashley forget that her ex-husband did all types of inappropriate things? I guess she did. Stacy confused me in this scene. You have Ashley calling you several liars to your face, but Tia gets kicked out for trying to speak uninterrupted. Ooh, I would have kicked that. Ash TOP, thank you. I would have slapped the MAGA out of trash. That girl called her a fucking hoe. So then Ashley has the unmitigated gall and audacity once again to say, well, babe, I just want, I'm authentic. Authentically what? Authentically, there's nothing authentic about you, Ashley. And she's like, my feet have been held to the fire. You know what, Ashley? Go to hell. So then Stacy addressed Tia, right? And Tia, this is just to you. I don't understand why you're so upset. I still don't get why you're so upset with Stacy. Did Stacy lie? Yes, she did. And now Stacy, you should have let Tia talk. But they started going at each other. Tia started, Tia was cussing at her. I was like, oh, okay, Tia. And then that's when Stacey was like, when I tell you guys that the hood, I realized, but I always knew this about Stacey, that accent that she does when she talks is just a persona. Because baby, she got a little hood when she told her to get her ass up out of there. I was like, okay, Stacey, but I still don't understand why you don't like. Why do you have this? Why didn't you have this energy for Ashley when she called you a hoe? And then when you were saying to her something, you like stop doing this. She said, stop lying, stop lying, stop lying. Ashley, you're friends with Karen. Karen's a liar. Karen's a liar. You're friends with Giselle. Giselle's a liar. You're friends with Monique. Monique is a liar. Who else? Who else were you? Who else are you? Rob. You're friends with Robin. Robin is one of the biggest liars. Well, no, not the biggest, but one of. Because if I had to rank liars on Real Housewives of Potomac, Karen would be number one, Robin number two, Giselle number three, Monique at four, Ashley at five. Actually, no, we got to go back up. We got to put somebody. Nope, we got to put somebody else at number one. Mia Thornton is number one, but you were friends with Mia Thornton, and we knew Mia Thornton was a liar from the minute she stepped foot on Potomac. But you know what, Ashley? Go straight to hell. Please go to hell. Like I can't stand Ashley. Ashley is trying to make a moment because she needs this check and has nothing going on. She absolutely needs this check because she can't afford that fucking house that she lives in. You know it's bad when I want Real Housewives of Atlanta back on my screen because I'm over Potomac. Ariana Cook, baby, I am right there with you. I want Atlanta back. Give me Atlanta. Because Potomac is getting on my last fucking nerves. Like when I was watching this, when I was doing my notes today, I was literally saying to myself, Andy, please ask for them fucking questions for this reunion to wrap this bullshit up because I cannot take a single minute of Potomac. Like this show is getting on my nerves. Ashley needs to be fired. And I don't typically say that about Housewives, but Ashley's asking fucking go. Like, girl, why are you here? You don't have a storyline. Hey, really, B? You say, I think Stacey had enough when Tia cussed at her after dealing with Trashley. Oh God. But again, like I said, I would have slapped that hoe and told her to I would have called her a hoe, slapped that wig off her head and told her to get the fuck out of my event, Ashley. Like you call me a fucking hoe? Girl, fuck you. She benefits from them. It's cool to hate Stacey right now. So she's riding the wave. Yeah. Like Ashley, that girl would have never called me a fucking hoe and got away with it. You know what? Maybe I am a little bit on the follow side of just a teensy bit because I would have slapped that bitch. I would have slapped Ashley. I think it's because of the immature pile up on Stacey that is annoying, and that's why I'm ready for Atlanta. Hell, I was just looking on Instagram and I saw Portia and her girlfriend. I was like, shit, I'd rather see that on my TV than this bullshit. Give me Portia and her fake relationship with this girl. You say I can't stand Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm more partial to Potomac because I live in Maryland. Okay, so we're not gonna go there. Atlanta was good last season. I don't know what y'all talking about. I loved Atlanta season 16. I know people didn't like Atlanta last season, but I enjoyed it. It was really good to me. Like, give me Atlanta over Potomac. That's why I keep telling y'all, I would have been sued by Ashley. I would have told I would have pulled an Ashley on Ashley. Like what happened at that GNA event when them cameras went down. I would have waited for the cameras to go down to slap the shit out of Ashley. But she would have caught these hands. We will all complain about Real Housewives of Atlanta next season too. We are over this fake reality nonsense. So I'm excited for season 17 of Atlanta. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited for season 17 of Atlanta. And I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm excited for it. K Michelle. I'm excited to see K Michelle. I love me some K Michelle. The only thing that I think I'm gonna complain about with Atlanta, and it's the same thing that I complained about last season, is Shamia and Kelly. I think that is a fake friendship. I just think that Kelly and Shamia are allies with each other. And that's really what so that's gonna be my only grievance is seeing those two team up with each other. And I don't think it's real. But that's all I but other than that, I'm excited for season 17 of Atlanta. I'm excited to see K Michelle. I'm excited to see Pinky. I'm excited to see Angela again because y'all know I like Angela. I just think Angela fell flat with the whole Marcus and the reunion of it all. I'm not excited to see Phaedra. I'm really not excited to see Shamia. I'm really excited to see Kelly. We gonna see what Portia's given, but hey, we gonna see. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for Atlanta. I don't know. Again, I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for Atlanta. You don't think Portia's suspicious relationship is real? She said she might. Girl, no, she ain't. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just my thing with Portia is Portia goes from relationship to relationship, and she don't ever give herself time to just be single. And that's my only thing when it comes to Portia. Could it be a real relationship? It could be. Oh no, I rather watch. You rather watch Married to Medicine over Real Housewives of Atlanta? See, Married to Medicine. I'm sick of Quad and Simone going back and forth, and I'm so damn sick of Heavenly and Toya going back and forth. You say I'm not holding my breath about the California Housewives. Y'all know I'm not reviewing Beverly Hills, but I haven't even watched Beverly Hills. So I don't know what they're giving in the first episode. I did watch Really Bees live, but I don't know what they're giving. So maybe I'll watch the first episode this week sometime before the second episode come up. And maybe, Really Bee did say that it's an open invitation to join her and talk about it. So we'll see if I watch it Thursday. And I may see if my sis will let me come up this week and we'll talk about it. I've been a K Michelle fan since the pain medicine days, but I need her to get back to making music like she used to. You do know she's working on her country album, right? And she put out a country song a few months ago. So I think Kay is actively working on her country stuff. Too many new people on Atlanta. Its heydays are over. I mean, yeah, definitely the heydays have been over. But I think this new batch of girls, I think they have something going with this. I think Ashley and Giselle got too big headed after the Love Hotel reality show. Did people watch that? No shade, but did people watch that? Real Housewives of Atlanta will give us fake lesbianism and twerking. That's all we get. I'd rather have fake lesbianism than them piling on one person. Is Cynthia a friend of again? Yes, she is. You love Married to Medicine, but the quad thing is annoying. Hell, quad is annoying in herself. Portia's full of shit. I said shit. My bad. Portia's full of it, and her antics are tired. Y'all, I think the thing with Portia is I don't think Portia, even though Portia's what, 41, 42 years old. I don't think Portia knows exactly who she is. And I think she's still trying to figure out who Portia is, which is sad at almost 40 years old, at over 40 years old. But I was having this conversation with my friend Friday about Portia. I think the thing is like with Portia, I think that, again, y'all know, like I used to say about Candy, we're all Southern. So there are certain things that as Southern people you can't really do. And especially with them being, linked, being in big names or being linked to big names, like with Portia, I don't think she was able to explore who she is. And I think that's what's going on with Portia. Portia is still trying to figure out who Portia is at 41, 42 years old. And it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I need that auto tune to go away. I hate how her new songs are filled with the studio effects on her voice. I didn't hear auto tune because I listened to her first country single. I didn't. I have to go back and listen to it because it didn't sound auto tune to me. But I'll go back and listen to it again. Quad is very annoying. Absolutely. Posha is an old hoe like her mama. I can't with y'all. She's 44. Okay. Yeah, Portia doesn't know who Portia is. So that's why Portia has been like, if y'all remember when we first met Portia, she was a Stepford wife to Cordell. But then after her and Cordell got divorced, then she became this free spirited Portia who, would twerk, wear, more revealing clothes, got her titties done. Then, she got with Simon. She morphed into the African queen. Well, actually, we got to go back to Coach Dennis. She was with Coach Dennis. I think Portia morphs into whatever the person that she's with wants, and that's why I say I don't think Portia knows who Portia is 100%. And when I say I don't think she knows who she is, sexuality, like I don't think she knows her. I think she might like. Me and my friend were talking. So I said, "Do you think that Portia's really like women?" I was like, "I do believe she likes women. I believe she was never able to fully act on liking women. I don't think she was ever able to act on it. Kind of like another Atlanta housewife who I think, and when I say this, y'all are gonna know who I'm talking about. There's another Atlanta housewife that I think she likes men, but I think she really likes women. And she was never, again, because of being Southern. And, Southern people are very, well, I'm not saying that this is not true for everybody else, but I know here in the South, most Black families, they're hella religious, and they don't believe in gay anything, right? They think it's an abomination. They tell you that from the time you're born. Being gay is an abomination. Being gay is an abomination. It's an abomination. It's an abomination. It's an abomination. So that's all you hear. And it's like they push being straight on you, and you're not able to fully live in who you are. And a lot of y'all are clocking who I'm talking about. Yes, I honestly believe that Candy and Portia may actually like women more than they like men, but I believe that they like women more. Just how I feel. And I could be wrong. And I'm always okay to say I'm wrong, but I just, growing up in Texas, and it's a southern state, I just know how that stuff, I just know how heavily religion plays into your sexuality. And some people are not able to live in their truth until the older generation, unfortunately, start to pass away. Portia has been hoeing on our TV since Cordell. I'll take it a step further and say she hops in relationships to avoid herself. That too, because like I said, she don't be alone for too long. Portia goes from relationship to relationship. Child, now she used this for a baby. You can tell she's trying to figure out. You can tell she's trying to figure out what the person she is. You can tell she is trying to figure out what the person she is with what. Okay, you got to clear that up. I think I know what you're trying to say, but yeah, you guys, I'm talking about Candy. Then Portia hook up with Candy and Todd. Yep. KKK. Oh God, no. KKK Kim was eating carpet on season 1. I still think that was fake. If y'all want me to be honest, I never believed that Kim was into that butch lesbian. Yet having 12 mamas isn't an issue. Exactly. But yeah, I think with Portia, I just think that Portia and even Candy at the same time, because I saw a lot of people attacking Candy and saying that Candy, she opened up her marriage, and so what did she expect, right? And I absolutely disagree with that. Just because you open up your marriage, you can have boundaries about, like, I'm pretty sure they had their boundaries, right? He could do this, she could do that, right? And I think she introduced introduced women to their relationship because, again, Candy is bisexual and she likes women. So it wasn't outside of the realm of anything that she would normally do, right? She likes women, and she's been open and vocal about that. But for people to say that, that's her fault for doing that, Todd could have, like, even if she didn't open up her marriage and it was a monogamous relationship, he still could have found another woman. Hello, Martell Holt. Melody and Martell were a monogamous couple, so she thought, but the man was still cheating on her. So I want y'all to get out of that narrative just because people have unconventional relationships, that because of that, if their partner strays away from their agreement, then it's because of that. No. Like, let's go back to the old days. Like, I'm gonna put my family's business out there, and because I mean, shit, we've known about it. My grandfather was married to my grandmother before he passed away, right? My grandfather and my grandmother had their kids, but my grandfather also had three outside kids on my grandmother, and they lived around the corner from my grandmother. And my grandmother knew about those kids. After, and like my uncle, my two aunts and my uncle, they're literally the same ages as some of my like two of my three of my other aunts and uncles. So I want people to get away from that whole, oh, because Candy opened up her marriage, that's why she got allegedly got cheated on. Like, y'all, it could happen to anybody. Again, it happened to Melody when her husband cheated on her and had a baby on her. So whatever. Portia becomes who the okay, yeah. Portia becomes whoever the person she is dating wants her to be. Wait, the other lesbian niece we're talking about. Oh God, I was not talking. I was not talking about Drew. I am, to my knowledge, Drew is strictly Dickly. That's all I know about Drew. We've heard the rumors about Drew with Ty. I don't know nothing about that. Drew, if Drew ever comes out and says she likes women, then she does. But to my knowledge, Drew is straight. A closed marriage with a dishonest person is going to lead to the same place. Exactly. Everyone know that I had an open relationship, had it crash and burn. Like, so I don't like. So yeah, that's really what it is. Social media has made people feel like they can find another option, even if they don't bring a damn thing to the table. Exactly. Like I've told you guys, with me, if I get into a relationship today, my relationship will be open. Like, I don't believe, like, currently, I don't believe in monogamy. Could it change? Absolutely. But currently, I don't believe in monogamy. That's just where I stand today. And I believe in being open and honest with people. Like, even when I do date people, I'm always open and honest and like, you're not the only person that I'm talking to. Chuck, not you talking about Drew. Not you talking about Drew. I was not talking about Drew. I was not talking about Drew. I was not talking about Drew. I forgot about Drew. To be honest with you guys, I forgot about Drew. That there was a thing. There was a rumor about her. If Drew was gay baiting, then she hooked hot. She hooked Ty. You know something I will say about Ty? She is fine as hell. Ty is a fine stud. She is fine. That woman is fine. But that's all I got, you guys. I appreciate you guys. Y'all actually did lift my spirits a whole lot. So I appreciate it because I really didn't want to do this live, but I'm glad I did. So I'm gonna get off of here. Here's the thing, you guys. Married to Medicine. I'm still debating with Married to Medicine. Ty is Ty is a fine young man. She is. So here's the thing with Married to Medicine, you guys. Married to Medicine. I have not watched. I have not watched it yet. I started watching it a few minutes ago, but I turned it off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch it tonight. What I'm gonna say is I'm not 100% sold on doing a review for Married to Medicine, but what I will say to you guys, if you don't see it by tomorrow, if you don't see it by this time tomorrow, then I'm not doing. If you don't see it tomorrow by this time, that means that I'm just not going to do Marriage to Medicine this season. But if you guys see it, then we're going to do Marriage to Medicine. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do every episode because honestly, again, I just don't want to deal with the quad of it all. I just don't want to deal with quad and Simone arguing, and I don't want to deal with fucking I don't want to deal with fucking Dr. Heavenly and Toya arguing. Like, y'all been doing this shit for years. But that's it, you guys. Watch seasons 1 through 9 and you will have seen the last episode of Married to Medicine. That's how I feel. That is literally how I feel right about now. Y'all love coming over here when I'm here. Child, Goodbye. You say I'm only watching Steve. Ain't that Dr. Mimi's husband, right? Yes, Cajun. I love seeing you in chats genuinely. I'm gonna watch to see Steve Sanders' fine self. Giving Married to Medicine a chance. Hellishly is a friend of, and she still. You know what? I might do it. I think I'm gonna do it because I got some stuff to say about Dr. Heavenly and her being mad at Toya. Girl, you would have done it to her. But I'm gonna see you guys later. I hope you guys have I saw that clip of Toya with this funeral for her damn dog. Go to hell, Toya. Go to bed, Toya. Do anything, Toya. But yeah, you guys. Again, thank y'all so much. You really made me my day so much better. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, you guys, I got to get caught up on Bel Air. And all those episodes will be up sometime this week. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, y'all.